guys, it is Tristan with nerdettes-newsstand, and I seen a video by Gene Gentry this morning, and I will link it down below, but it all deals with this situation revolving kind of around David Jaffe. He is, if you do not know, the maker of Twisted Metal and God of War. I respect him a lot. I think he is a massive talent, but he did have some choice words, and honestly, I hate to be this person, but you should have known what you were going to step in. Now, this is what he had to say, and this is what is kind of causing all of the stir here. So he said, they hate Black Widow, She-Hulk, Miss Marvel, and Captain Marvel. Miss Marvel and Captain Marvel, a.k.a. strong women who don't pine for male approval. They love Scarlet Witch, a woman who literally destroys the universe because she can't have the man she loves. See the pattern? It's misogyny, and it's gross. Now, when I seen the original video from Gene Gentry, I started looking into this, and I realized a lot of people were talking about it. So you know I gotta add my 2 cents, people. You know this by now, right? So a lot of what he says is true. Wait for it. A lot of what he says is verifiably false. In the Scarlet Witch story arc, the reason she destroyed the universe wasn't because she can't have a man. It was because she was after her children. Her children, because she was a mother and she wanted them back. But yes, they hate Black Widow, She-Hulk, Miss Marvel, and Captain Marvel, aka strong women who don't pine for male approval. Now, that second statement is also false. A lot of what we're seeing in the She-Hulk storyline is going to be about She-Hulk thoughting it up, because She-Hulk kind of always thoughted it up, right? No shame whatsoever, but that's just her storyline. That is just Jennifer. That is how she was through the entire series. Yeah, she is a hero, and I have a good feeling we will have that storyline by the end. But as of right now, we are seeing her go on dates and stuff like that. So she is pining for male approval. Black Widow, also with Hulk, right? Pining for male approval. She really kind of went through this whole story arc where she was beyond what she wanted. She was taken advantage of in the Red Room. She was basically neutered in the Red Room. She was unable to have children with a man that she loved. That was a big part of her storyline. I probably should have used a better word than neutered. Holy shit, that's going to come to bite me in the ass. Now, as far as Miss Marvel, there was a little give and take with that series with her best friend. Now, there might be other reasons why they don't like Miss Marvel, of which I have seen in some comment sections, but of course that is not always everyone. That's what people have to see here. We have to get to a point as a society where we stop getting offended over everything. And I think that's where Gene is a little wrong in this situation. Probably wasn't talking about you. I can actually guarantee he wasn't. You're one of the more level-headed people on this platform. Definitely wasn't talking about you. Is there misogyny in nerd culture? Absolutely. Without a doubt there is. Is it the majority? No, not at all. We actually just talked about this on stream last Sunday. So this whole situation leads me to what we find from Gene's video. Now, again, do not send, I will give her a thumbs up, do not send her an ounce of hate. She is wonderful. Do not be mean. Now, with that being said, she asked for proof now of this sort of situation. And he said, what kind of proof would satisfy you? He talks specifically about people like the quartering. And this is where I have the issue with Gene. And again, I like Gene a lot. But pretending like something doesn't exist, like this, there isn't a whole subculture around these properties to hate on them, doesn't help the situation. I do believe that Gene wants the best for these properties. She wants them seen as she has always seen them in the comic books. And I don't have an issue with that whatsoever. But pretending like there isn't a whole subculture that goes against anything POC or female does not help the situation. You can, he didn't give you the proof that you wanted. All you have to do is go and look at channels like Nerdrotic, for instance. If you notice, all of the thumbnails are, if they are negative, they are female, or a person of color. If they are positive, they're the white dude. I'm sorry. It comes off as very obvious. And I'm not saying he doesn't know what he's doing with these, because clearly he does. He's got a very, very good job with Photoshop. Like, even that's just how it is. And unfortunately, he's not the only channel like this. Now, he specifically mentioned the quartering, and I'm not really going to throw the quartering under the bus because he has helped me in the past when I've needed help with my copyright strikes. But he knows I disagree with him on a lot. He unfairly goes after teachers all of the fucking time, of which I can't respect. All the time. He also does the same exact thing when it comes to, here's the video about David Jaffe, who, if you guys remember, was the writer when you had to make Kratos come. Not only once, but twice. Come on now. This guy really isn't your enemy. He's telling you like it is, and pretending like it's not there does not help. He does. Now, to be fair, he is wrong on one point, right? He is wrong on one point. It's not that they just go after women. It's not that they just go after POC. They go after anything Marvel related, anything geek culture related. There is a huge, there's a huge way to make money on YouTube when it comes to hate. And it's a very good, and the Quarterings even joked about this when it comes to Brie Larson. He would literally open up his video by looking at something new he could buy with that video. They know what they're doing. They absolutely know what they're doing. And it works. And that's a little scary, but also at the same time, pretending like it doesn't exist doesn't help the situation. Now, I know because Jean got into it with David, she was a little jaded, and I get that. But I also have not been able to understand why people get upset when a situation isn't talking about you. Like, I see a lot of these people be like, Star Wars is attacking the fans because they called out the people that were racist towards Moses Ingram. They're not attacking the fans unless you're calling all the fans racist. They're saying, we don't stand with people like this. And unless you're that type of person, why would you be offended? In what world does that offend you? And this all started because Brie Larson kind of trolled everybody with her little answers to her Variety interview. And then she posted something basically, saying commence trolls. Like, Brie Larson doesn't give a fuck about you, and that's kind of what they hate. Also, she said some things that have pissed them off. If you don't like Brie Larson, that's fine. But right now, you could literally start a YouTube channel just hating on that person. Probably at this point. But yeah, to pretend like it doesn't exist, like right here. I've literally never seen a single person who thinks that, but go on. If anything, Widow is always loved by one of the people. Are you serious? I liked the movie, and I got so much flack for it. Cosmic Book News. Black Widow sounds like PC SJW. Disney train wreck. Yeah, no. This is exactly right. There's an ecosystem of dudes who get mad at everything they perceive as feminist, and that's another reason why they hate She-Hulk, even if it is comic book accurate, which I know Jean said it wasn't in her video. We must have read two different things, because this is Jennifer, to me and a lot of other people in the community, seeing very much of stuff like Dan Slott or Charles Soleil come through on the paper, or on the screen rather, I guess. But another thing David doesn't realize is that any statements like this, you're going to get a lot of really, really butthurt people. But if you believe in it, that's all that matters. He actually did a video because I did ask Jean if she cared. And he actually did a video kind of going through that, and I'll link that below. And there's one thing I want to note before I go here, and that is that one thing you also have to realize is on social media, you're going to get hot takes, bad opinions, trolling, that kind of thing. But what you have to understand is it's very limited, right? There's a lot of context and nuance that you miss in a single tweet. There's a lot of things that could be said to better explain your point than in a single tweet. And that's why I think I encourage you to go watch the video, because it's very much so explaining what he means, even though he's got a ratio, because of course he does. Because if you have an opinion that goes against the conservative norm online, you're going to get downvoted. That's just the reality of the situation. Go watch the video. Watch Jean's video also. Don't send her hate. She's awesome. I'm going to say it again. But understand that you cannot have real conversations. And I encourage you to not even try on Twitter. Garbage platform leads to stuff like this, misunderstandings, when people probably, if they got together, would be able to sit down, have a beer, and talk about having to press A, B, X, what? Okay, well, triangle. But when you were playing as Kratos in those first couple, speaking of which, God of War trailer looks amazing. Anyway, let me know what you guys think about this. I will see you in the next